Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to make a nice flowy peasant blouse. They call this, or gypsy blouse. This is one I made out of a remnant fabric that I bought at the fabric store. So it was inexpensive. It's a little shorter than I would have liked it. I didn't have much fabric to work with. But you can make this using your t-shirt mold, the t-shirt pattern that you learned to make in my previous video. If you haven't seen the first video, how to make a t-shirt, part 1 and 2, watch that first, and then this video will be very easy for you to understand. So what you'll be using is the front part of your favorite t-shirt mold. And if you didn't make a scoopy neck, maybe trace it and make a pretty, very scoopy neck. See, this is a really scoopy neck. So fold that in half, like you saw in the first video, and get the front of your t-shirt pattern right on the edge there, and pin that into place. Now I'm going to cut off, around the pattern. And I don't like to waste this extra fabric up here that I'm cutting out of the neckline. So that's what I use to add to the sleeves of the shirt I'm wearing. You see, so I'm going to keep this because it has a nice little shape too. And I'm going to add that to the sleeves to give some length and to give a little bit of a flow. Cut out the rest of the pattern. I'm not going to cut out this because I'm just going to leave that, and at the end I'm going to hem the shirt to the length I want it to be. So for now I'll leave it like that. So that's the first piece. Now do the same exact thing again with the same pattern. The same front pattern with the scoop neck. You're going to make 2 of the exact same, so that it's low in the front and low in the back. And this is piece number 2. See, there's 1, there are 2. This is the right side up. And then take the other exact piece and lay it with the right side facing down, so that it is sewn. It will be together with the right sides together. And you're just going to sew the side seam and up here. These 2 up here, we're going to sew this, and the side seam. If you're kind of good at sewing already, you don't even need to pin it. But if you're a beginner, you might want to pin it into place. We're off to the sewing machine. Here's the shoulder, the top of the shoulder part. And the backward stitch cannot be in. So the seam, you turn this inside out. This is what we've just sewn. And iron open all the seams, because that'll make a flatter seam when you wear it. Okay, you got that? Now, turn it inside out, like we did in the first video. It's all the same. This is now... So this is what I have so far. Now, I was hoping to make big, flowy sleeves, but I don't have that much fabric left. All I have left is this rectangular piece of fabric, and then I have 2 of these, which is what I cut out of the neckline. So, there are so many different options. It depends, really, the decision is made on, my brush showing, how much fabric is left. So, some of you may say, hey, well, I kind of like it how it is, just like that. I still haven't put the elastic in, which is what will give it that blousey effect, but you got to decide this beforehand. Some of you may say, well, I'll just stick the neckline pieces in and just kind of leave a decorative, flowy thing just like that, sort of short sleeve. I think what I'm going to do is take advantage of this fabric that's left and make a longer sleeve, on each side. So it'll be sort of like this, and then I'll add this here. You can be as complicated or as uncomplicated as you like. I'll cut it in half. I want 2 pieces exactly the same size. You don't even need a pattern for this part. First I'm going to even off the edge. Now we want it as straight as possible. Alright, here if you press hard you'll find the middle of it. So I'm cutting this one right in half. One for each sleeve. Just ignore my husband, he's on the phone. Here, cut this so that it keeps the curve round. This is exactly the same as you'd see in part 2 of how to make a t-shirt, my earlier video. The tank top is inside out, the sleeve is right side out, and remember the seam is at the bottom. Stick it in the shirt, and we'll pin that into place and sew the sleeve on. I had to come outside because I had a problem with my battery, and I ran out of battery. And by the time I charged it up again, it was dark inside, so it's getting kind of late. So I just wanted to show you what I did. So I sewed the sleeves on, and then I still have to do on the other sleeve, but the part that I cut out in the beginning from here, this is the extra piece that was left over from the neckline. I sewed that to the end of the sleeve, so it made kind of a little bit of a poofiness. And now I have to do the other side. I'm kind of rushing because I want to take advantage of the rest of the natural light. Now, just to finish off the blouse, you need some elastic. So get some of this kind of elastic that you use maybe for underwear, and measure a piece around your shoulders. And it shouldn't be loose, it should be a little bit tight, because that's going to go inside the neckline of the shirt. So not tight so it's uncomfortable, but snug so that the shirt doesn't fall down. Turn the blouse inside out, and then fold over and pin a hem that's about 3 centimeters, or a little bit wider than your elastic. And I'm going to go to the sewing machine and sew all the way around, leaving one little part open, because that's where we'll feed the elastic through. Once you sew that hem in the neckline, get yourself a safety pin and stick it into one end. You could probably do better with a larger one. I couldn't find a larger one. Then the space you left in the neckline, see, I sewed this hem all around. It doesn't matter if the hem is not perfectly straight, as long as the fabric will fit through. And I left an opening here on one of the shoulders. So then you stick this into the hem that you made, and sort of work the elastic through all the way around. So here we go. So you just bunch up a little, grab the end that's bunched and pull, and it starts feeding the elastic through. And keep doing that. So you bunch, pushing with the pointer, you push the safety pin and bunch up as much fabric as you can. Then grab the end of the safety pin and pull on this side, and then the elastic feeds through. Okay, there. I've gotten it through to the other side. The important thing now is to sew this very well, like maybe 2 or 3. I'll be right back and show you what I did. See there how I sewed a lot of zigzag stitch to make sure that the elastic is really well sewn together. Alright, and then you just stick that inside, and now finish sewing the hem. I'm really rushing now because we're losing the natural light. I still need to sew on the last, you see on this sleeve, as I was mentioning how it poops up, when I sewed on the extra piece that's smaller. So I'm going to do the same to the other side. And so this is the shirt. I also might hem it a little, so that it's poofier up here, because it's long, but, it'd be nice to bunch it up a